season 26 of Doctor Who. I don't know if I'm supposed to cheer or just be sad that it's sort of over. Well, anyway, season 26 of Doctor Who was the last of the classic series of Doctor Who. It had Sylvester McCoy as the Doctor. Say hello, hello. And featured Ace as a companion. This season consisted of a total of 4 stories spanned over 14 episodes spanned over 4 serials, and it ran from, I'm just gonna check here, the 6th of September up until the 6th of December 1989. So, let's go through this last season, which started off with the story Battlefield, which is story number 152, and it was also the last to feature the Brigadier. Yes, Brigadier Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart was in this one for the last time, which meant that essentially that Nicholas Courtney played the Brigadier alongside almost every Doctor from the 2nd up until the 7th. The 6th Doctor he didn't meet, unfortunately, unless in an unofficial non-canon episode. We'll talk about that some other time. So, the full-part story, Battlefield, story number 152, and in this one the story is basically that the Doctor and Ace receives a distress signal, and what happens is the Doctor gets mistaken for Merlin, and they are sort of involved with the whole King Arthur mythology. King Arthur. Yeah. Battlefield. Next up, we have the story. Whoops, I almost took the wrong one there. Story number 153. Ghostlight, in which the Doctor and Ace go to this. The thing is, in London 1983, a house is burned down to the ground, and Ace and the Doctor arrive at this mansion 100 years earlier, Ace has some nightmares about this place, and she visited that place when she was little. Yeah. So they visited back when things went on there, basically. 3-parter, story number 153. Story number 154. The Curse of Fenric. Yeah, so in this one we go to a military base in World War II, and basically it's about to be invaded by Russians, and some sort of vampire creatures are in the area who are part of this curse. Yeah. Really, really good story actually. And it also has some interesting details about Ace's past, which I really, really like actually. Because we don't get to know much about Ace really, what happened to her. Because we know back in Dragonfire that something went wrong and she ended up on the ice planet seen in that episode, but we don't know much about her backstory really, which is really interesting because they develop her character in some way. Yeah, so the 3-parter Curse of Fenric, story number 154. And now it's time for story number 155, containing episode 693 up until 95, which meant that the classic series ran for 695 episodes, which is really, really not bad. It's a lot of episodes. And it was ended in, as said on the cover, the final classic adventure, Survival. If we fight like animals, we die like animals! And if you watched the episode, you probably know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so in this episode we have the last appearance of Ace as a companion, we have the last episode of the classic series, we have Sylvester McCoy's last full adventure, although he actually returned to play the Doctor briefly in the TV movie I'm gonna talk about tomorrow. And along with that we had the Master for the last time. Or, well, not for the last time in the series, but for the last time in the classic series and for the last time portrayed by Anthony Ainley, who had taken over as the Master back in Keeper of Traken in Tom Baker's last season. So, yeah. Survival, which is basically about survival and the comparison between humans and animals. And there are these cheetah people and people about to turn into cheetah people, and they get turned to these cheetah people more easily by essentially fighting and behaving like animals. And the Master is on sort of the, well, on the first stages of becoming one of these cheetah people. Yeah. Story number 155 of a three-parter. So, that's it for Classic Who, the TV series part. So, Classic Who isn't really finished yet, so because, as I've said, I'm gonna talk about the TV movie tomorrow. But that's it for the, well, essentially for the TV series that ran on BBC from 1963 up until, from the 23rd of November 1963 up until the 6th of December 1989, which is a pretty long time. And now I've watched all episodes 2 times in total. Well, not really, I just remember that I haven't watched Dragonfire and Happiness Patrol yet because those haven't arrived. But the other ones I've watched 2 times, and I'm gonna watch Happiness Patrol and Dragonfire once they arrive. So, yeah. Let's go through it once again as I've done in every single episode. So, we have Battlefield, story number 152, a 4-parter. We have the 3-parter Ghostlight, story number 153. We have story number 154, The Curse of Fenric. And last, the 4-parter, and lastly, the 3-part final story, Survival. So, yeah, that's it, and tomorrow it's the premiere of the, well, for me it's season 35 because I sort of count them together, but for most people it's known as Series 9, featuring Peter Capaldi as the Doctor, the guy on top of this t-shirt. Right now we're down here at Sylvester McCoy. Yeah. Ouch. So, that's it for season 26. I'll see you tomorrow for the 8th Doctor TV movie. Adios.